I'm right now in Kenya, in Nairobi at the Travel Expo Magical Kenya, and I do have the great opportunity to meet up with Dr. Betty Radier here, who is the CEO of Kenya Tourism Board. And among others, I'll of course ask her some questions about the current situation of tourism in Kenya, since we all know during the corona pandemic, tourism has been affected in a heavy way all over the world. And also I would like to find out something about domestic tourism. Is that as well important for Kenya? Those are some of the points I would like to talk about with the CEO of Kenya Tourism Board. So could you please give us an overview at the beginning about the situation of tourism in Kenya currently? What is it like?
Okay, so over the pandemic, I think like most other destinations, Kenya was not spared the dip in just tourism and hospitality as a trade. But we're pleased to say that over the past year, and relying purely on, or largely on domestic tourism, we've been able to see a 91% growth, although of a small base, a 91% growth year-on-year recovery. We started off with a small number, just over 400,000, but we're now moving and inching towards the 1 million number. So post the pandemic, Kenya suffered like most destinations, but I think we were ahead in terms of just preparing ourselves, making sure that we were communicating about the destination, making sure that we put in travel protocols very easily and very quickly. We launched the magical Kenya travel protocols fairly early into COVID. In about 6 to 8 months, we have put those protocols together and we're sending them out into our market so that people knew that we were ready to receive them once the pandemic restrictions were open and countries were allowed to travel.
Okay. Yeah. And are you happy with the numbers of exhibitors and visitors here at the trade fair?
Yes. This, first of all, is our first in-person fair, Magical Kenya Travel Expo, since 2 years. Okay. So our last expo was just before 2019. And this is the first time we have an in-person expo. Okay. So it has been a phenomenal success. We have over 250 exhibitors. We have over 150 hosted buyers. In fact, we even have self-sponsored hosted buyers. So for us, you can see there's a buzz, there's an interest. We believe that the exhibitors here and the buyers here are doing good business. So for us, that is a great opportunity. Just coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah. And then how important is tourism in general for the economy here in Kenya?
So tourism over the years has been the third GDP contributor to the Kenyan economy. Tourism alone as an ecosystem employs almost 3 million people. Okay. The forward and backward integration for tourism makes sure that it spans across not only micro enterprise, but rises right up to the people that invest in the industry. So tourism is a really important part of our economy. It is able to give back to the economy. It is able to spur small businesses because they're the ones that provide the food that is used in the hotel industry. You have the people that transport people who are small business people like taxi drivers. You have the waiting staff and just general people in the hospitality industry. So as an employer, it's a great employer. Okay. Like I mentioned, 3 million people all around, but also the fact that this is an industry that can actually put food on the table for a majority of Kenyans. It's a really important sector.
Okay. And then is domestic tourism also important here in Kenya?
So domestic tourism is something that we began to see significant growth of in about 2008. Yeah. And over that period, we worked on, first of all, opening up that market, but more importantly, engaging our Kenyans to understand that they could have multiple holidays. So Kenyans generally took holidays once a year in December. Yeah. Over the COVID pandemic, the thing that sustained our industry was actually domestic tourism. And today, if you travel around, especially our key circuits, safari and beach, you will find that 90% of the people that started the early travel is actually domestic tourism. So for us, domestic tourism in the past year has contributed almost 54% of the total number of people that are traveling in and around the destination. So it is a pertinent and very important part of the business that we do today.
Yeah. And my last question will be about the ITB, International Tourism Board, in Berlin, in Germany. So are you going to take part, and what do you want to showcase over there?
So let me just say, first of all, when we looked at all the shows that we have attended, we have identified ITB as a primary show to target not only Europe, not to target only Germany, but to target the European market for us. ITB over the years has grown and become a really good value show. So one of the shows that we have committed to attending, of course, is ITB in Berlin. We attended it in 2019. We wanted to attend it in 2020. You know, it was cancelled. But I think as a show that will allow us to go out into the market, ITB is ideal. It happens at the right time of the year because it happens early in the year, and therefore it gives us an opportunity to first of all plan, and also our trade, to make the sorts of business contacts as well as the sales that they look for the high season. So it's a really important show for us, and we'll be attending.
Okay, then I'll be more than happy to see you there.
Yes,
And
I look forward to it as well.
Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.